please give a warm welcome to former Warriors General Manager and President of Basketball Operations and our dad, Bob Myers.
Our dad spent over a decade with the Warriors, helping the team win 4 NBA championships, while also winning 2 NBA Executive of the Year awards. He's currently an analyst for ESPN and is working tonight's game. Let's hear it for Dad, Bob Myers.
What a moment a week ago at Chase Center as the Warriors rolled the Bucks by 35 points that night. But that was the biggest deal. That was the biggest deal right there. $3 to Bob Myers as Bob Myers came back to Chase Center for the first time since being the president of basketball operations and GM of the Golden State Warriors, helping them win 4 championships. He was on the call alongside Mike Breen, and it was just a matter of time before Bob let those tears out. So we got Bob back on the Morning Roast, our old friend, back on 95.7 The Game. Bob, what a moment for you. I got chills. I have a young daughter. Shasky has a little kid. That was just a cool moment for you, man. And it was just a matter of time. Me and Willie in the Gay House were counting, okay, how many seconds till Bob Myers let those tears flow? And they were well-deserved, man. What a moment for you, Bob. How you doing?
I'm well. Thanks for having me on. That I almost started crying again. That was you guys are. I know Shasky, a new dad, and you're a little bit longer in being a dad, Vontae. But yeah, man, your kids. You know how much hard to describe unless you have children. But seeing all 3 of them up there was pretty awesome. They did a little tribute video, which was good too. I would have held it together if that was all. I would have been fine. It was just a tribute video, but the girls came up. But it was good. I was telling Mike Breen on the broadcast, I said I probably should have came back before this because I just wish I could have, relaxed and had some beers or. But anyways, it was awesome. Thanks for acknowledging it. That was fun for me to listen to my daughter say that again. So how you got, Shasky? Sorry about your father. I should have called you separately from now, but I know you guys were close, so I'm sure that must still be in your, thinking about that every day. So
I sincerely appreciate that. You know what I say, Bob? And my dad, I'm not just saying this because you're on. My dad loved listening to you talk to us because you actually addressed us by our names. Joe and Bonte. It was weird. My dad always loved that. Right. And this is the way I view it, right? So many people don't have relationships with their dad or didn't get a chance to meet their dad or whatever. I got 40 plus years with my dad, and it sucks that my kid won't get that same, time, but he lives on through all the things that I do, and I just got to pay it forward and continue to try to keep his memory and the legendary stories going. And I appreciate you saying that. It means a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It was obvious for everybody listening that you guys were cool, and most people don't. The truth is, most people don't have that. So that's awesome. So yeah, guys. Well, thanks for having me. I wish I could have came in physically, but it didn't work. But anyways,
you don't want to be around us now. Shasky didn't shower this morning, Bob. It's better that she didn't.
I take multiple showers a day.
No, he actually looks like he's dressed. Shasky right now looks like he's dressed. He's about to do an interview with Steve Jobs or something, and I'm just wearing some sweats and an NBA hoodie with a busted up Warriors cap right now, Bob. So I'm glad you didn't come in.
Oh man, hey, look, I'm used to working with Stephen A, so I can handle whatever you guys got.
Oh, dude.
What's that like? Honestly, let's start right there because you've been on the other side of it, and look, I'm a consumer, right? So I'm sitting here and I'm watching, and I know that when you're talking about narratives and all this, like you've been peppered by the media. Now you're part of the media. What do you like? What do you not like?
Good question. He is. I'll say this. I'm sure he's a polarizing guy. The thing I've learned is, like you guys, I think you guys both work really hard. It's not easy. People probably think you show up at whatever time, 5:55, or whatever, right before you go on. So, and then you get off and you're done. That's not the job, right? So there's this misconception of what it takes to do what you guys do and what he does. And you don't have to watch for too long to see how hard the guy works. His work ethic is unbelievable. I mean, it really is. What he does with First Take, and you cannot knock that. You can knock anything else. People want to knock Stephen A. fine, but don't knock the work ethic because this guy works at a high rate. And then as far as what he says, look, people are going to agree, disagree. he does try to get it right. And what people don't realize maybe about him is we've talked a lot off the air, and he says to me, people get upset with him, right? Athletes or anybody. They text him like you guys deal with.
Right.
I'm sure
We know nothing about that.
Yeah, we know nothing about it. Yeah.
Right, exactly. But, when you do what you do, you guys do. Now, what I do is you risk upsetting people because you have to tell the truth. That's what you're paid to do the best you can, respectfully. So Stephen A. will tell me, he'll say, so-and-so texted me, so-and-so's upset with me. And what he tells me, he'll say, Bob, do you know how much stuff I don't say to protect people? And I say, that's the part that people don't know. So just like you guys or me or anybody in media, sure, you have to sometimes go out and speak negatively on something as professionally as you can. It's your job. But people assume you're just being hurtful and mean. And you go, look, I'm just calling it like I see it as best I can. But there's a lot more I could have said about this and didn't. And so that's the part of Stephen A. where people say, and by the way, the truth is it's entertainment, right? He's an entertainer. The best part that I like talking to him about is when he covered Iverson. That's the best stuff. Because Stephen A. didn't walk onto TV. I mean, Bonta, you started as a writer. I don't know, Joe, what your background is as far as how you got into it, but Stephen A. went through the same stuff. I mean, this guy was a beat writer in Philadelphia and worked his way up to whatever, First Take and what he is now. So it's a pretty interesting story once you get over whatever you think of him today and what he says. But he's not. You guys would like him. I mean, if you came on the set, he'd be cool. You guys have met him, I think.
I met him a couple times. Yeah, he's a fun dude. He's a funny guy.
Yeah, he's fine. Yeah, it's fine.
He's a funny dude. Now, Bob, now that you've taken a step back from the team and taken a step back from being in an organization and having a day-to-day grind, have you been able to compartmentalize what you and the team accomplished over the last decade? Does it all still resonate with you, man? You always said it was hard to enjoy winning the championships in the moment. I get it. We're now getting it here as we cover the Golden State Warriors. They're like, man, they just won 4 championships, all these parades or whatnot. Have you been able to take a step back and say, you know what? We accomplished a lot. Have you been able to step back and really enjoy those moments that you guys all had over the last decade, Bob?
Not yet. I think I will at some point, Bonta. I think so. I haven't. I do think that I was at the Super Bowl, and just seeing how hard it is to win. I heard that drop. So.
That's he thought he got away with it, Bob. He's standing up right now, clapping.
It's not a name drop to say it was at the Super Bowl.
No, we're dealing with the Laker fan here, Bob.
Pretend I didn't hear that. It's going to pretend I didn't hear it. So, in any event, I was sitting. I was with I'm not going to even say who I was sitting with. So, the point is that you watch a game like that, and you see how close the 49ers were to winning and how close they've been and not been able to do it. And you realize how hard it is. And so I texted her after the game, Super Bowl, and I said, man, I don't know if I appreciated how hard it is to do what we did and how hard everybody works and how kind of lucky you have to get. And so I have, Bonta, in hindsight, looked back on it. And after the first one in 15, I was good then. I don't know how you guys felt as Warriors fans. I never thought, it was 40 years. I was born in 75. So it was 40. It's easy for me to track. I was 40 when we won in 15.
Right.
And so I was telling my daughters, I said, guys, because they didn't know, they were young. I said, this doesn't happen. I never thought this would happen. So I thought 1 was great. 4 is just gluttony. So I appreciate it. I appreciate what it took. I appreciate the relationships. But I still think I'm processing what we all did over that time and how uniquely great it was. And I hope that they keep doing it. I mean, I still talk to Steve. I talk to Mike. I talk to a lot of the players. They're still my friends, even if I don't work there. So I still hope they keep going and the team makes a run. But I haven't been able to sit back in the rocking chair yet and just reminisce over it.